still laughing at the tears of others, the pain you caused to others. Is it, how long did you think you were gonna laugh? How long did you think my ancestors were gonna let you play in our face? How long? A few years, oh yes, a few years. Long enough to get the attention needed, long enough that your malice.
Hello, beautiful stars, earth, air, fire, and water. I hope everyone has been staying prayed up, blessed up, and doing what you do best. It is a beautiful late afternoon out here in Rainchild's Corners. And I just hope you all continue to do no other than what? Have it and staying on your path. Okay? Hello, beautiful. And I had to redo the Taurus video because actually I was doing a different type of reading and I wasn't trying to do it like I normally do the other readings that I've been doing with the book. And so Taurus, well, I hope y'all got that. But anyway, they see that you're skilled at everything you do. I mean, it could possibly be a job, it could be your career, it could be your self-employment, whatever the case may be, whatever it is that you do. And you know, they see you getting very serious with what it is that you're doing, that you're committed to. And you possibly might even be committed to an individual. And then people want to see you experiencing a breakup. They want to see this for you. They don't care what it is. They don't want to see you moving forward and being happy and stuff. They want you to be heartbroken. Heartbroken in the sector of relationship, finding someone, your yin to your yang. They don't want to see you doing that. Ever. I hate to put it like that, but that's the way it be sometimes. And then they want to see whatever it is that you're doing. They want to see you destroy. You know, they want you to destroy it. And so therefore they want to create scenarios in your life. And so you will feed into certain aspects of things that they made up to try to get you to destroy yourself, try to get you to not move forward with certain things. You know, because it's like this. If a person was really sincere about your well-being, you know what I'm saying? When they seen the fuck shit that was going on with you, you know, when you went through things or whatever, and if you possibly know these people saw the fuck shit that you went through, Taurus, and then all of a sudden here they come trying to help you out, you know, supposedly trying to help you. Why are they trying to help you now when they didn't help you at your worst? Why are they trying to help you now when you're doing better? Why are they trying to so-called help you when you didn't have any fucking body in your corner? Why? Does that make sense? No, you help a person when they're down, when they're at their worst, when they're the shit is just fucked up. That's when you help a person. You know what I'm saying? That's when you need to help them. You know what I'm saying? And you don't come into a person's life seeing that they're, you know, doing okay or whatever, and then lie to them and tell them that, you know, you can help them and make things better for them, to only make it worse, to just sit back and see and watch the shit show to see how it's going along. You don't do that. That's not a real friend. That's not somebody, you know, that is really in your corner. I mean, people can talk to themselves all they want to, because they're not talking to you. If they was not there when you was at your worst, Taurus, they're not talking to you now. Okay? All right. So that was just for all. And here we go into the first Deacon Taurus. Okay, first Deacon Taurus. All right. Okay, for the first Deacon Taurus, for some of you all, you might be affiliated with a Gemini, Libra, or an Aquarius. There was possibly some type of cycles. It says fate, karma, something ending, something beginning. You know, you possibly might be ending something, you know, that has something to do with a Gemini, with Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, any kind of air sign. Doesn't matter which one. But you can possibly be dealing with something where you're moving along, or whatever the case may be. It could be a positive thing or negative. You know your life. I do not. Okay. So needless to say, it says fate, karma, something ending, something beginning. So this is for first Deacon. Yeah. Needless to say, so everything I was just talking about, with the air sign here, you know, you possibly, Taurus, you possibly had an air sign. You know what I'm saying? That was a friend of yours. I'm hearing a friend for years. And for some of you all, you might have had somebody that was in your corner. And for others, you might have had people that was not in your corner. And then, you know, cycles went by, or whatever the case may be. The cycle has ended. into a new, you know what I'm saying? And there's something new beginning. So therefore you even possibly, might be ending a cycle, with an air sign, or you might be beginning a new cycle with an air sign. Your life, I do not. It could have been, a bad situation where, maybe an air sign, saw you at your worst. You know what I'm saying? They might even came into your life and possibly made things worse for you. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, and then wanted to sit back and watch a shit show. And then at the same time, maybe they came into your life to help you. But needless to say, whatever scale that anyone is on, you know what I'm saying? Fate, karma, something ending, something beginning. It's the cause and effect. So everybody knows, what part they all played in any situation when it came to you, Taurus. And so, whatever part they play, that's where they will be, Okay. And so we're going to go to the second deacon. All right. Second deacon, Taurus. I'm just getting 2 cards per, right? All right. So, okay, for the second deacon, Taurus, we have caution and patience. Okay. All right. Caution, it says find out more information. Don't overwork yourself. And then it says patience. It says just a few more months. Good things come to those who wait. So in a few more months, there's going to be some good things that's coming because possibly you having patience, or you need to have patience about some things. Possibly with this caution card right here, he's basically telling you find out more information. Don't overwork yourself. You know what I'm saying? There's possibly some things, when it came to a situation where things might not have been looking up, so much. You know what I'm saying? At one particular time in your life, it could have something to do with a relationship. It could not. But, since we were talking earlier, maybe it might have been a situation where somebody might have just bumped into your life or whatever, interfered. You know what I'm saying? Messed some things up. You know what I'm saying? And maybe you don't have all the answers that it is that you need. But they're telling you to be cautious about whatever it is, to not overwork yourself and don't over worry about it. Because with patience, the good is going to come through. You will find out what's going on. And then you probably going to you might even be getting some type of blessing or something that's coming through. Maybe, and with this coming right here, I'm also seeing for some of you guys, the second deacon, it could possibly have something to do with some type of windfall of money. Maybe perhaps you might have been waiting on something and you might have thought somebody might have took something or delayed something or tried to have something all stuffed up and delayed for you, hiding things from you or whatever the case may be. But guess what? Don't overwork yourself, because what is supposed to be for you will be for you. And what is supposed to be known shall be. And like they say, just a few more months. Good things come to those who wait, and just be patient and be, just be knowing it's all gonna work out regardless of what we're talking about here when it comes to you, Taurus. Beautiful Taurus. Okay, so we're gonna go to the third deacon, Taurus. All right, nothing but the highest light, God Almighty, archangels, ancestors. Evil is never welcome here. Ooh, it came out. And it was 2 again, child. All right, here we go. All right, it says, if you had a question about something, this third deacon Taurus, if you had a question about something, it said your answer is no, it's not. And maybe depending on what it is you might have asked, it could possibly be a different answer later because it's saying it's not the right time. Maybe it's just not, whatever it is that you're trying to do, it's not ready yet. The cake ain't ready yet, baby. It's got about 45 more minutes before it's ready, okay? All right, it says let go. It says make room for new beginnings. It's on its way to you. And if it has something to do with what I was talking about in the very beginning when it came to perhaps things getting messed up for you when it came to a situation, if you was asking if it wasn't an interference, would that thing have worked out? No. Why? Because it wasn't the right time. And then 2, at this pleasant time in your life, I'm hearing it still ain't gonna be the right time. You need to move on because it says let go, and it says make room for the new beginning. It's on its way to you now. And with that being said, I believe that you're going to be very happy that you went on ahead and let this situation go. So just let go. Let go and let God. That's what I always say. Let go, let God. All right, and so then we're going to get another card. Let's two come out. But what I'm going to do with that is, give me a sec. The last card I'm going to pull, and then we'll put them all together, will be for all, okay? Just like the beginning. I'm going to use the African Goddess Rising. I missed the cards. I hadn't used them in such a long time. They're so to the point and just like get out your damn feelings and get your shit together kind of card. And they don't even say it like that. It's the personality of these, and they're not even hateful or mean or anything. They technically just let you know that there's not any situation that you can be in, you know, that cannot be, you know, fixed, you know, but it comes within. It comes from within in order to be able to do these things, to be able to move on and move forward. You know what I'm saying? Nobody has the right to make you feel inferior. Nobody has the right, you know, to make you feel less than, unless you let them. You know, you have to let somebody do that shit. If somebody tries to instill fear in you or whatever and be like, oh, you owe them something, child, tell them to go fly a kite. Literally, go fly a kite. Grow up and go fly a kite. All right, so because anybody got time for them, you know, mess. Especially, don't nobody have time for people who don't value who you are, don't value your beliefs. If they do not, if they look at what you do to be silly or whatever the case may be, let them think that. Let them think it. You know what I'm saying? Because I promise you, and listen to this when I tell you this, I promise you, a lot of things that you be picking on people about, a lot of things that you find funny, you know what I'm saying? A lot of times people be all about this. You just don't know it because they just don't let you see it, because they know how closed-minded some, you know, most people are. Not really most, but majority of a lot of people are very closed-minded. You know, they take whatever it is that you do, they want to take it and make it evil. You know what I'm saying? Or they want to say you're insane. You know, you're not right in the head. This is another thing they want to say. I'm worried about them. I really, really worried about them. I love them so much. You know what I'm saying? All the while, they just trying to mess your damn life up after you don't work so hard to get your shit together. And they just want to come through and mess your life up. Tear it all apart so they can sit back and think they're going to harvest off of who you are. You know what I'm saying? It'd be a cold day in hell. They want to say you got Alzheimer's, you know, because you talk a little slow. You know what I'm saying? Maybe sometimes you want to talk slow because you're thinking, tick-tock thinking. Yeah. But you know what? We can talk slow like this. We can just talk fast. You know what I'm saying? We can slow it down and speed it up. Yeah. People going through awakenings, child. Yeah. Because you already know, Taurus. You already know you can birth any new ideas. You know, people think they can just come on into your life and encroach. As I always say, encroached it. You encroached it in my life. Yeah, they encroach in your life and they want to sit there and they want to watch, and then they want to try to take whatever it is, your ideas and everything that you've been working on. Like that's all you got. That ain't all you got. That is not even half of what you got. Some of the things that I'm hearing, Taurus, that you have is so extravagant, so complex, to the point there ain't no in hell nobody's gonna even believe they even done that. You know? I already know Taurus got a wide range of thinking. So why even try it? Why? You know, hold on. Yeah, you know, it's really no point when it comes to yeah. You know what I'm saying? Infinite creator can birth any new ideas. You know, they don't even know the depth, the complete depth, you know, of how deep, you know, individuals can go. Because a lot of us can go deep. You know, a lot of us just keep these things concealed, you know. A lot of times we just act like we're clueless because we're looking. And sometimes, a lot of us don't completely be ourselves in the beginning because we don't want to run nobody off. You don't want people afraid of you. People get scared, but yet, they'll be, entangled up in the worst thing, but yet they'll listen to the worst thing that is the worst for them and be scared to death to even leave. Almost, they be scared, be like threatened, on a slide, you know what I'm saying? And then, they won't come and holler at you or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Or even try to, come your way for advice or anything because they're scared. They're scared of the other person. You know what I'm saying? And then, so they'll pretend, they know you're not a bad person. They'll pretend that you are because of what the person that they're scared of might say. It's just like that, y'all. But yeah, the mind, it's deep. It's so deep. The creative forces is very, very deep. We don't all need paperwork, to be deep. We really don't. If being an ordained minister, that's real easy to do. Duh. It's real easy to do. But it's real easy too to get a little more in depth into the situation too. We all don't have to, take the easy way, universal. It's a very easy process. I mean, it's too easy, but it's your intention behind it all. You know what I'm saying? That really matters. It's just one thing, you can put up under your belt if you need it. And then, there are a lot of other things too. There are some things too that are very, very, very extravagant. And you wouldn't want to label yourself these things until you actually have the correct things in your hand. You know what I'm saying? But like I say, everybody don't need credentials. But sometimes people just want them, But, get one more. Yeah. So when it comes down to everything we've been discussing, with the air sign here, and endings and beginnings, new beginnings, and using caution and having that patience and knowing that certain things aren't good for you, get that, and then letting go. It's time to cut cords. It is time to cut the cords on anything that is not good for you. Time to cut the cords. Sometimes it doesn't necessarily have to be, exactly what's right there, in your life. It could be things that was in the past. And certain things that, you just need to go on ahead and cut it all the way out. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes things be a little bit rooted. Just a little bit too much rooted. Just a little bit too much rooted, in your energetic field. And you have to literally go back through and start digging and start cutting some more. Digging and cutting more. And digging and cutting more. And also letting go of resistance. And speak up for yourself. Be sure to speak up for yourself. Okay. And so that is it for the first, second, and third decon. And I hope this is a little bit better than what I was originally planning on. So I love each and every one of you guys. Be sure to like, share, subscribe. Love you all. Deuces. Mwah.